You are now entering a dangerous liberty zone where God-given natural rights are held sacred and exercised. This is your warning. Tyranny, fascism, and censorship will not be tolerated. Ideas will be exchanged freely. Rigorous debate and open discourse is encouraged. If you are weak and your beliefs are fragile, you should leave now. Prepare yourself. We are now live on the Dangerous Liberty Podcast. Well, for those of you that hung with us for 11 minutes and 54 seconds, congratulations. Which, by the way, folks, I'm going to tell you, stay tuned. We have a special surprise for everybody. All right. So now we're not hearing ourselves 47 times over. And again, we have a special guest here. If you guys have figured it out, we got Felipe from, he's the CEO of Accu-Tac. And if you will, Felipe, just take a minute and introduce yourself.
What's going on, guys? So I'm Felipe. I am the owner and creator, obviously, CEO of Accu-Tac. And basically, I just a passionate machinist. You know, I've always been in the manufacturing world for my whole adult life. And out of passion and love for the sport, we've created Accu-Tac. And that's been my passion and my thing for 8 years now. So that's kind of my life now.
That's awesome, man. No, I really appreciate you coming on tonight, Felipe. And so I know you started off, you told me you opened up a manufacturing business back in 2003, I believe is what you told me.
Yeah.
How did that, tell us a little bit about that, and then how that turned into, where did Accu-Tac come into all that? And how did you get started?
Yeah, absolutely, man. So when I was about 19, 20 years old, I got introduced to machining. My neighbor had a small machine shop. He offered me a summer job. I started doing that and I fell in love with it. I thought, wow, this is cool. Making metal parts, doing all kinds of stuff. We were making parts for like jet skis and off-road and all dirt bikes and things like that. I fell in love with the trade and I worked for that gentleman in that company for about 6 years. Right when I was about 26, things were not going so great for me there. I wasn't happy. I wasn't like, I love what I did, but I didn't love who I was doing it for. Sure. And you know, I've made a lot of friends and I just said, you know what? I think I could do this. And I went and got a quote on a machine, what it was machine cost. And I talked to my old man. I said, Dad, I think I want to buy a machine. I want to do this. And he's like, all right, son, I'll co-sign for you. If you want to go for it, I'll support you. And I went to some friends and I go, hey, I want to buy a machine. If I buy a machine, will you give me some work? Because I need some work. They're like, absolutely, man. We like, you're a responsible young man. You've always ran our parts. You've done a good job. So I did that, Gary. I signed on the dotted line. My old man co-signed it for me on that first loan for that first machine. I rented a small space and I just started getting after it. We bought a CNC machine and I just started making parts for whoever and whatever I could get my hands on. Back then I was big into the off-road market. I knew people in the off-road. So I did a lot of off-road parts for dirt bikes. So I spent years doing that. You know, so I just, you know, obviously sharpened my skills as a machinist, as a programmer, as a designer, just everything. Even how to run a business, Gary. I didn't know how to run a business. I didn't know how to do anything, but I knew I wanted to. And so I dove in head first. I had no kids. I lived at home. So I felt like I had nothing to lose and everything to gain. So I went for it. I put everything on that basket and I quit my job and started a business. Fully in debt. Obviously, I bought a new machine, so I was alone, and I started working with whatever I could, and I just day by day hit my head against the walls, figured out, learned a lot, Gary, and just kind of grew from there. I grew from there. I learned how to quote jobs, how to program parts, how to, you know, my passion for the industry. I just went after it, man, and I worked long days, man, 17, 18-hour days, whatever I had to do just to make ends meet, pay the rent, pay the machine payment, and put gas in the truck and keep going. And I did that for years until I just got a little bit better at it and a little bit better at it. So that was age 26, 2003. So I'd say I probably banged my head hard for 10 years, man, where I was just learning lessons, how to run the books, how to quote jobs. Oh, we got to pay taxes. Oh, what do you mean I owe this and I made this? Where's the money? It's, all the struggles of a small business. We would do our taxes. And they were like, oh, you did this, you made this. Hey, we got to pay. And go, what do you mean? There is no money. What do you mean? Well, and then, you start learning how to run accounting and how to run all that. And so I had to just learn the hard way by doing it, failing, doing it, failing, doing it. Likely I never went out of business, but I struggled at times where I didn't have nothing. I'm talking, I didn't even have lunch because I didn't have money for lunch, So it was one of those things like, hey, pay the rent, pay the machine payment, pay the material, and go. Just keep going, figure it out. If you missed a job and you misquoted it and you went overboard, just do it again. So I got to tell you guys, I did that for years until I just fine-tuned my ways. I learned my lessons, kept going. And years later, I was able to just get better at it, And
I don't think a lot of people really understand that. And I definitely, I think if I don't know how old you are now, but
47 on Monday.
47. So 47, I'm 40.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Yeah. I am 43. And if 43-year-old Gary would have sat down 34-year-old Gary when I was starting this business and he explained to 34-year-old Gary exactly what it entails to be successful, everything that you're going to face, what those years in between are going to be like, and explain the profits and losses. I don't think 34. If 34-year-old Gary had a brain in his head, he wouldn't have started a business. But you're right. It is failure after failure after failure after failure, and then you get to a point to where you're failing a little bit less, and you're failing a little bit less, and
exactly.
then you start winning. You still have some failures, but those wins and failure gaps get larger and larger. And what you're talking about is absolutely the American dream. And the reality is that there's so many people out there,
yes,
that probably because they're smart, but there's so many people out there that aren't going to risk everything to start a business.
Because you have to.
Yeah, you really do. And it's riskier now than it has ever been because it's harder to make money between, everything from shipping costs to, like you're doing
government oversight,
oversight, taxes, regulations, fees, permits for this or permits for that. It is so crazy how the U.S. government, both state and local, because the state has its own problems too, especially in California, I'm sure. They make it almost impossible for a business to be viable these days. And, my hat is off to any business out there that is still up and running, especially after COVID. My God, if you're still running after COVID, you better not quit now. You better keep going. And that's what a lot of it is too. I was literally thinking about this a couple of days ago, long and hard, where there were so many times where it was like, come on, man, you just need to stop. Just stop. This doesn't make sense. There were so many times along the line where it didn't make fiscal sense to keep doing what we were doing.
There were a lot of times we were working ourselves to death and we just weren't seeing any profit at all. And it's like, why are we taking this time away from our kids and our family and our sanity? Yeah. And we're not getting anywhere. And eventually.
The moral to the story is you didn't quit. We didn't quit. We're not going to quit. Yeah. And ultimately, again, those failures and wins those gaps start getting bigger.
I think it's important to note, and I was listening to that podcast you sent over today too, and it talked about, and I know I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent here, but I think it's applicable to the American dream and how you persevered and you weren't afraid to fail and you really stuck it out there. Is that in modern times and a lot of the younger generation, they're so protected and they're so they're so hovered over that they're never allowed to go out and try new things and fail. And so we have a generation of kids that don't ever try anything new because they're told, oh, you're going to fail, or this might happen, or you might get a little unhappy, or you might be a little sad.
They're not even allowed to experience discomfort.
And so the American dream is not the same anymore.
Yeah,
yes.
100%.
So the American dream is just not the same anymore. So you see less and less of people like you that are just living a dream, stuck it out, and have really turned into something great.
Summer, I believe when you leave failure as an option and it's a plan B, people tap into the plan B when there's enough pain. And for me, there was never a plan B. This is plan A. Even my own father, who had co-signed me on that loan, and he got to a point after like the third year, he goes, son, maybe you should quit. I go, no, I won't. No, that's not an option. I'm not going to do it. It's not in me. I won't do it. This is what I want. I just have to figure it out. So you have to be a gladiator. You have to be a warrior. You have to be able to take a beating emotionally, a little bit of physically, a lot of emotion, and just be devoted to pay the price for what you want. I think a lot of people give up what they want most for what they want now, I feel like these days,
Yeah. I think another thing that plays into that as well, and I'm going all into the mind stuff, but I think another thing that plays, I think I've mentioned this to you as well, is that people don't want to make decisions or have to make decisions for themselves because they don't want to have to claim responsibility for the consequences if it doesn't turn out right. They don't want that on their head. So there's a lot of people that don't want to make a decision.
They don't. And some, the reality of that is not everyone's built to start a business, grow a business. It's just not.
Everyone should.
It's a different. Yeah, it's just not. It's really not. People talk about, hey, I want to do that. I go, dude. Everyone assumes that you start a business, you have a lot of free time and a lot of money. I go, dude. I tell my friends, prepare to be broke for at least 5 years. You're not going to have any effing time, and if you do have time, you're not going to grow your business. It's just not going to happen. I don't know what kind of business you're going to start, but from what I've learned, it doesn't work that way. So anybody that tells me I want to start a business, I'm going, okay, well, here's my experience. And you have to be devoted, half days, 12 hours, just so you know, and prepare to be broke, because if you are making even a little money, you got to put it all back in, all of it, all of it.
But it makes the successes all that much more rewarding.
It does. It does. The sad part with that, Summer, is that when people see a successful business, they think, oh, you got lucky. I mean, how many times I've heard, oh, you got lucky. Oh, you're so lucky. I go, dude, I don't know if I can consider it luck, man, because I ate a lot of shit. So maybe. And in many ways, we are lucky. We get to wake up every day. We do what we love. So in many ways, we are blessed. We are lucky. But to say that I'm lucky that I've been gifted this company, sometimes, yes, maybe there's truth to that, but it sure didn't feel that way in the beginning.
Well, it wasn't luck. It was
hard work.
It was hard work,
perseverance,
and making sure that you're staying on a path that you know is right for you, even when the environment is telling you something else. I think that's a lot of what it comes down to. But we didn't even get to the Accu-Tac part, Felipe.
Well, I was about to ask him at what point did he start Accu-Tac? And how did that come about?
What brought that about?
All right. So the machine shop started in 2003. And then in 2015, I started Accu-Tac. I got heavy into shooting about 2013-ish. I got heavy into shooting, loved the sport. I started buying better equipment, getting pickier. And then I found bipods sucked at the time. I didn't like 100%. What I was able to buy. I thought they were expensive and they sucked. And I'm going, you know what? I think I could do something a little bit different, a little bit better, perhaps. So I went after it. So I made some just for myself. Took them to the range. People were like, hey, that's pretty cool. Where'd you get that? And I said, I made it. And they're like, oh man, that's pretty dope. Can you make me one? I go, really? You want one? And they're like, yeah, that's pretty dope, man. I like it. this. So I made like 20 of them and I put them on eBay. And that's like 2014-ish or so. And I put them on eBay and they were gone. And then I made another 10 or 20. And then I had this guy from Australia contact me. He's like, hey, how many of those do you have? I'm like, I got like 7 of them on hand. It's like, I'll buy them all. I go, what? You're kidding. So then I realized, okay, people are looking for something a little bit different. And it's funny because the model I made then is very similar to what we sell today, but it's a little bit different. It was bigger and bulkier and heavier. But I realized...
What model was it most similar to?
It was the LR10, but it had features. In fact, I still have one. I'm going to show it to you.
I remember the LR10.
Yeah, I remember the LR10.
When we first became dealers, it was still an option.
Yeah. So, but it was like a version 1 LR10. I have one over here. I'm going to show it to you. And so I launched that for myself, and I picked up customers. Then I started going to a local gun swap meets, local shows that we have where I live, and I realized, okay, this is cool. And then I started approaching shops. Hey, these things are moving. What's it going to take? I want to put my product on your shelf. And I realized, okay, if you're going to do this, you have to put a brand behind it, because shops are like, no, we're not going to carry your stuff. Who are you? No one's coming here asking for your stuff. And I'm like, well, not yet. Give me time. So I just started pounding the pavement, and I realized, okay, there's a niche here. I like it. I did a little more market research, a little more studying, a little more homework. And I'm like, okay, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to get after it.
And this is still around 2014?
Yes. That's late 2014. And then in 2015, I registered the company and I just went all in. I created Accu-Tac, the brand, website. I just did everything I could. I went onto LegalZoom and created the corporation and all that good stuff. I just did everything I had to do to create Accu-Tac and just learn a whole new business, the market. How do you get in? How do you penetrate the market? How do you move product? How do you put it in stores? How do you put it in distribution? How do you all the things that it entails to have a product line? And I just went after it again. And I was sick and tired of the markets I was in, the off-road community and all the communities I served as a machine shop, because, man, I felt unappreciated, very unappreciated. My customers, they would give me a lot of work, but I felt like I wasn't making ends meet correctly. They would leave you for $1. If another shop gave them $1 less price, they would give the shop the order. So I felt like things were not going how I was really hoping to go. So I figured, okay, you know what? I'm going to start my own product line. Fuck everybody else. If I'm going to work my ass off, I want to work for my own product. Forget it. Making products for other people, solving their problems, slaving away late nights. It just wasn't doing it. I don't think it wasn't fulfilling me, right? But I love making stuff. But I felt very unappreciated. So then that's why I wanted my own products. I wanted to do that. So once I realized I love the gun community, I'm a shooter. I love this stuff. Every time I meet people, I would love it. I said, this is what I want to do. This is my thing. I'm gonna go full force all over again. And I did it all over again. Apply what I've learned in business and then add new layers to it and complexity and the marketing side of things, right. Going to shows, like promoting things, just doing all of that, talking to magazines, talking to shooters. It was just learn. And I just, a month at a time, week per week, month per month, I just started fine tuning, growing, talking to people, connecting with people, fixing whatever needed to be fixed. And, again, that was 2015. So now here in 2024, I mean, I feel we're kicking some butt.
Yeah, man. No, you guys definitely are.
Yep.
Our products are well proven. We have built a great track record. Lots of obviously tested and I mean we've lasted this long, Gary. All the products that we've made have lasted this long, but we've never had failures to the point where like, hey, your stuff's breaking, it sucks. So I'm very proud of that. And one thing that a lot of people don't realize, and one thing I'm very proud of, guys, is out of the thousands of bipods we've made, man, we've never really had any return. We don't deal with returns. People really like our stuff, but it does what it says it's going to do. And it just lasts. The product doesn't fail the customer. And I'm proud of that, because that's what I wanted. When I was a customer, that's what I wanted to buy. So that's what I wanted to create. And I think we've done a good job at it,
Yeah, I agree. And I think I had this conversation with Susie one time. She called me about something, and she's like, hey, have you gotten a return? And I was like, we haven't. And to be honest with you, Susie, that's one of the things I love about representing Accu-Tac is we don't get returns. We don't get unhappy customers. We don't get items breaking. And of course, with anything, something can happen. Of course, yeah. But,
life happens.
That it was just one of those things. We had that conversation, and it's the same thing. We don't get returns of Accu-Tac. With unhappy people.
You guys have over-engineered the crap out of them. That's one of the things I loved about them from the very first time. I purchased one, I think it was in 2016 or 17, just from my own personal rifle. And I was just looking back. That was one of the very first videos that I ever made, was just comparing the Accu-Tac that I had just gotten in
SR5.
And was checking it out, the old SR5 original version 1 versus a pair of Atlas bipods I've been using for a long time. I was just like, hey, it was like done on my, I think I filmed it on a potato.
Filmed it on your BlackBerry.
Yeah. And just all you see is BlackBerry moving around. But no, again, I was like, hey, that was before we had a YouTube channel or anything like that. I think I had called it something else at the time.
Yeah. But it was probably a 2-megapixel phone, probably. 100%. A flip phone. It was a flip phone.
You should see us now, Felipe.
You had to, you actually had to view it on one of those viewfinder things.
Don't knock those. Those are sweet.
They are sweet. No, but you know what?
Hey, those are coming back, by the way.
They are.
Everything's coming back old.
The nice thing about those is they're overbuilt. They're going to last. And if you're humping through the woods or something like that, or you're going on this long, they may not be the perfect application for every case use, but when it comes down to being a bipod, there really is nothing better. The stability, the width, the stance, the adjustability, the fact that you can do everything behind the gun. I mean, it was just well designed. And coming from a
thank you, Gary.
No, it's and I'll get into more about how happy we've been with the relationship with Accu-Tac in just a few minutes. But it's crazy to me that, you had kind of gotten into shooting, but honestly, if someone had told me, hey, this was a guy that just got into shooting, he was a machinist and wasn't, I don't know, just, I would see somebody as a 30-year veteran shooter down there designing that bipod. And the fact that you were able to do that just from a design standpoint, and maybe that's what's needed, honestly, is somebody from the outside to sometimes come in and inject some new thinking to way things should and could be done, because we get too stuck in a mold of how things are done and how things should look and how things are.
Right.
So, you just did an excellent job, and you guys do things right, and it's the product speaks for itself.
Well, thank you for that, Gary. I really appreciate that. It means a lot coming from you guys. So it's just that, it's just doing the right thing, right? And that was the goal. Can we make it better? Is it possible? And I always feel anything's possible, right? So
100%.
And you back up the great product with, you guys have been great with us as your dealers. We hear nothing but great things from the customer service side with customers direct with you. So, you just got the complete package there.
Summer, it is. That's one thing I tell my team. I said, listen, we're only as good as our customer service and our product. I believe if you put a good product in it and you believe in it, you stand behind it 100%, always. And people are, listen, at the end of the day, people are going to make you or break you, right? And you gotta, if you want people to invest in you, you have to give them that peace of mind that they trust you, you trust them, that you stand behind them. If you build a good product, and that's why our warranty is there, we put a lifetime warranty on it. And I go, look, it's a warranty you'll never have to use. And it's there because that's how much I believe in the product, that if life happens to you, we're here for you as a company, as a team, as people, because we're grateful for every human that's ever spent their money with us, because that makes we get to do what we love to do. And then we couldn't do that with our customers. Just impossible, you know?
Yep.
So I'm personally grateful, and I stand behind every single one of them. It's one of those things that I'm very proud of. And it's one of the core rules and ways of business here at Accu-Tac is we take care of our customers. It doesn't matter what we have to do. Even if we have to lose money, it doesn't matter. We do what's right.
Yeah, you know, and that's something that Summer and I talk about all the time. That there's definitely sometimes things happen that are out of your control that
absolutely
end up costing you, right? But but the fact that you're going to stand behind that product and the little bit of frustration and the little money that you're going to lose in that moment is nothing compared to if you start cutting corners to save a little money, both from a just a reputation standpoint, from a business ethics standpoint. Those are corners that you can't cross, right? And then you just can't. And it's just the right way to do it. And it costs you money, but what it also sometimes does is it teaches you to think outside the box and to prepare and make sure that those problems don't arise again. Because
absolutely,
if you're always passing those problems off onto the customer or making them deal with it or whatever else, number one, you're not going to last very long. And number two, you're doing that in every sector of your business, and it's going to end up collapsing on you. Absolutely.
100%. Gary, you said it right there. So yeah, I believe in that 100%, you know? So that's what we do here, man. We make sure that we stand behind it. We take care of it. And like you said, the value, I always feel like, you know, good news travels, bad news travels really fast.
Yep.
You know, but no, it's just, it falls down to to me, it's like integrity, Gary. It's like if I take someone's money, I want them to feel they made an investment, and it wasn't some sort of expense or a waste of money. It's like, listen, you believe in me, I got you, and that's kind of more of a integrity. I don't know if it's just a business ethic of mine, but that's how I'm built. That's how I'm wired. I refuse to put out junk, and I will always be there for my dealers, customers, whoever does business with us. They can count on me and us to be there for them when life happens, because life does happen, and that's 100%.
Okay. Yep, sure does. Well, we were talking earlier, actually, even before this podcast started, folks. Felipe is at Accu-Tac headquarters, and him on his phone, I think he was talking about giving us a live virtual tour.
Oh, cool.
right there. Can we make that happen, Felipe?
Right now, man. Let's go for a walk.
Us as dealers haven't even seen this.
Sweet.
I know.
Put him on the big screen.
Summer and I are going to come take a trip out there, come hang out just to get away from the cold weather in West Virginia.
Absolutely, man. Everybody's welcome here. You know, we talked about, in fact, here, let me, how do I flip this? I'm going to flip the camera.
I don't know if you can on that app.
Okay.
Man. You may have to just turn it around and hope you're within view.
Here you go. No, here, I'm going to show you the very first version. Here we go. See it? How different
it is.
Yeah.
See
Look at those feet.
Look at that
Yes.
beast.
V1.
That thing is a beast. What does that weigh? 24 pounds?
So
That
you
is
can
awesome.
see. So that's the very first one I ever made. You know, you can see how
and you machined all that from stock yourself, huh?
Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely. So you can see all the differences.
Look at those
Look at
legs.
the
Yeah, I like those.
Thank you, baby.
Yeah.
Like those thick
So,
legs.
Felipe, I think everybody's wondering also, when do you work at that pink desk in your office?
Oh man, that's those guys.
Oh, we can only see the pink one from before. I got two of them.
That's upper management right there. Upper management.
That's upper brass. I got you.
Yeah.
That's the E-suite right there.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, well, talking about upper management, there he is.
Oh, sweet. What's going on, kiddo?
At the end of the day, I am a family man. Those are my two little ones right here.
That's awesome. We try to include our boys as
And
well.
so,
What is this the news?
is this the
This
news?
is the news. We're Ep64.
Hold on. Okay. No, give Daddy a minute. Hold on. All right, so here we go. So here we go. So we're walking into the shop now.
Awesome.
That is awesome.
So that's just some packaging that came in right now. Like, let me hold my phone this way.
I don't hear those machines running. Y'all work baker's hours in California.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's get a little closer. We got to get a little closer.
Gotcha.
So here, we'll give you a full tour quickly.
Yep.
So materials. Kind of come in here. This is how we stack them. You can see all the bar stock, different sizes. There's little man over there. That's part of, so that's all material rack. We always keep a few weeks worth of material. And then we have all the vertical centers.
Oh, wow.
Holy crap.
Holy.
Is down this line and then down
Those are
this
what about
line.
those are what about $300 each?
Yeah.
325.
Shoot, that ain't bad at all.
So you can see
Wow.
all the parts there. Here, my love. Let me see. So you can see once the bar stock gets cut like that, on a full solid bill, as you can see,
Wow.
it's a true. You can see the size of this thing. That's
that's legit.
Yeah,
That's like
full
14 inches long.
You can see all the FC hubs here are being made right there.
Awesome.
Yep.
So that's just kind of so all those get inspected. Let me see what's happening on this side. This is one of some different knobs that we do for some air tanks. And then we'll just kind of walk down the line here, guys.
Yeah. No, that's awesome, dude.
Here.
We're loving it.
Little leg lock. You can see like all the little parts that goes in the leg.
Wow.
Yep.
What are we got on here? QD levers. Here you can see all our QD levers that we make. The quick detach system.
Yep.
I like how clean and organized everything is.
I like the egg cartons. That's smart.
Yep.
Those things work perfect for small parts. It's a must-have. There is our wide bodies. You can see a little stack here with the guys kind of ran. This little part.
That's awesome.
I love how organized the tables are too, Felipe.
I know.
It's not just like laying on the table. They're nice. It looks really good.
Yeah.
For a machine shop, but that's how I like to do everything, guys. I like to be organized. Even look at these little arms here, just well stacked here.
Yep.
They counted, probably were inspected, make sure that everything is good. So what else we're doing over here? Just more random, just machines, guys. Just all our stuff, and so we'll walk over here. So we try to be about as clean and organized as we can, because I don't really like big messy areas. Here we go. These are our turning centers. These are our lathe department.
Wow.
Wow.
There. So we got 5 of these bad boys. And then here, basically this machine right here pretty much, makes all the egg cartons again, all the pivot bolts.
Oh, wow.
Make this complete. See that? So you can see it right there.
Yep. Oh, that's awesome, dude.
Everything.
Everything. Yeah, when I tell you guys we make everything in-house, we make everything. Let me see. I don't know if it's on the machine. Spindle A, spindle B, live tooling. So this is what you call a twin spindle live tooling lathe. I don't know how many of you actually know what that means, but you can make a part complete on that lathe.
That's awesome.
So we got 2 of those, and then 3 just normal Haas lathes, and then these are the workhorses as the horizontal machine centers right here. Everything that's high volume, this is going to be fancy, kind of our trade secret a little bit. So we're gonna get crazy here.
Oh snap! Everybody signed the NDA. You're good.
Yeah.
You can see our full tombstone. You can see all the arms here, side 1, side 2. And this tombstone, I'm going to rotate it. You can see it makes a whole family of parts.
Whoa.
There's the leg.
Huh. That's nuts.
And then here's the cap on this side. Side one. You can see the cap right there. So this whole entire tower, let me see, there we go. We'll make a whole family of parts. You can see.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
So this is everything that's high production. This will run unattended at night. Let me lock this down. There we go. So this is a palletized machine, and then we can go in here and see it. Oh, we can see it run. Can you see? Can we see in there? Can you see it?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Holy crap. Like a freaking field trip over here. Kids.
It is. Should be called Reading Rainbow or Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
What?
Jeff said this is the American Dream live on Paramount Tactical.
There it is.
And look at this.
Jason's right too, by the way.
All this started from you borrowed some money from Pops to get one machine.
I did. Well, mainly he co-signed for me on the loan.
There you go.
I
Yeah.
borrowed money from the bank. He just put his name on it. But
That's
no,
awesome, man.
Pops has been a good dad. He's always supporting me. And for sure, no doubt about that. I've been blessed with that, you know. But so there's this horizontal. So this one, obviously, this is a 6-pallet system. And then we got more over here, DT ones.
So those
can
are
see all the
making
little-
parts at night while you guys are out.
Exactly.
Nice.
This one's running. You can see. We'll turn the light off. But yeah, so these basically, because they're palletized, let me see the camera here. They basically run unattended 24/6. So they don't stop at all. They continually are running parts. Let me see. I'm going to show you the inside of it. Oh, here we go.
So you said
Kinda
24. You said 24/6. So you give them the day of rest on the Sabbath.
On Sunday. They take
Give them a
break
rest
on
day.
Sunday. Yeah. Can you see in there a little bit or what?
Oh yeah.
Nikes.
Wow.
So every tower in there, obviously, it's set up, and then they'll basically, it's a pallet system. So it goes in, it goes out, and it keeps running. See, this one's running here. The lights turned off because they just turned the lights off for night. But yes, so that's kind of our workhorse here. You can see 1 and 2 and 3, and then we're getting ready to take another one. That's kind of why this one is even taped off right here, because you know we're getting pretty busy. And there's other projects we've been tackling that we want to take on, so we need a little more capacity.
I think
So
I
this
just got a shipment notification for about 70 pieces I ordered from you today. So hopefully we're helping
I
keep
love
you
it.
busy.
No, listen, we love it. We are so blessed and grateful to have you guys. So that was the whole machine shop side where we make everything, then it gets sandblasted and it goes out. So this now, I just came in here. Well, let me back up so you can kind of see the view. This is now all inventory and assembly, which we have basically the whole racking system here. You can see this whole area. So this whole area basically now, once everything is made and anodized, it comes back in here, and then this is a whole area of assembly, inventory of parts. Those are shipments. That's probably your stuff right there. Some inventory, whatever we try to keep in stock. Obviously, if it's not being just random, obviously labels, parts. And we just stock everything. All the parts that we do is just all inventory, well counted. And this is all parts. Everything in the bins, it's parts. You can see how everything is kind of well
Felipe,
organized.
You can tell me to butt out, or if I'm not allowed to ask, but I see some red parts
I
there.
saw that. That's what I was going to say. Something.
Are there going to be more red bipods? And are those... Are we not allowed to say?
No. You can say anything. There's no secrets here. This stuff is our hydropod. Remember, all the hydraulic.
Yep.
This is all the hydraulic part. My love, give me a second. Okay. So this is all these are for the hydraulic bipod that we're making now, all the hydropod parts. that I think you saw. Let me see what else did you see.
Yeah, go ahead and grab
What's
that.
fun?
Yeah, I love the red anodized.
Yeah. Is there a plan? Is there a plan, Felipe, to start offering all the models in? I know we have the Trump, which we have been selling the crap.
Well, we just sold out today.
We just sold out today. all the Trump bipods.
Do we need more? Do we need more?
Oh, we need more.
Hey, listen.
We need more.
I don't mind. I love crushing snowflake hearts. So
I do too, baby.
Yes.
You know, it's funny because not many companies are willing to do that. And people critique me, oh, you're crazy. I go, I don't give a shit, man.
That's okay. They sold, didn't they?
And we want some more. And then I'm curious to see if you guys start offering some of the other models, or offering models fairly regularly, or at least every now and then in the red too. I think that just the red would sell as well. But we love the Trump bipods. But here is the hydropod.
Jackson, you got to switch the view.
Felipe, I want to ask you a question real quick from me and in the chat. Is it just more economical to ship the parts out and have them anodized or have them powder coated or Cerakoted than do it in house? Or is that a plan for future that maybe you keep it all in house? Or I just wondered from being a dumb redneck standpoint.
No, absolutely. Anodizing, that's another type of business. It's a chemical thing. So you need a lot of licenses, permits, that sort of thing.
Okay.
So usually the companies that are doing it, they've been kind of grandfathered in with those licenses and permits. And it's like a whole science of its own. It's kind of like, for the same reason Toyota doesn't make tires. They just buy them from Firestone or Bridgestone or Dunlop or whatever.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
You don't want to get into that business because it's a whole can of worms. And for the expense that you need to do, you got to have quite a bit of volume. I don't know that we're there yet to bring that in-house. So that's why we haven't done it. It's cheaper for us just to pay to have it done.
Absolutely.
Because and then dealing with the headache and all the chemicals and all that stuff. That's a whole can of worms. I mean, that's how many headaches can you handle at once, kind of thing.
I get it. Yeah. I was just wondering.
It's like running a whole separate business. For you.
Absolutely.
Oh, it is 100% a second business. 100%. It's a funky one too. So here's like all the pre-assemblies, and then we do final assembly, and then here's just kind of rows of parts.
Big screen, Jackson.
So this is kind of where it all gets assembled. Again, inventory, then package here, and then just ready to rock. So
that's awesome, dude. No, we appreciate you taking the time to do that. That is freaking awesome.
This thing is like an alien.
Yeah, many people don't get to see the inside, and they wonder, how do we do it? So when I tell people we make everything, I mean it. Like, we make everything. We control the quality, the delivery. It allows us obviously to control pricing and costs as well. We're not held hostage by a manufacturer saying, "Oh, price is going up, delivery is delayed." We control as much as we possibly can, and everything that we do buy, say springs, rubber feet, things that are made for us, we buy 6 months supply. So that way
that probably helps you gauge and predict how much inventory you can have and when, because you're controlling all those things.
That's right. You have to, because I can't change my price in the middle of the year. Once we set pricing, I can't change it, and for that reason, I don't want to deal with some headaches and problems where we're losing money because our people raise our costs. And things like that. Here, I'm staring at this. Oh, look what I found. What is this?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I shipped one to England today, believe it or not.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Felipe, Gary just handed me the hydro bipod. I don't know the exact name for it. I apologize. But just
turn to his camera, Jackson.
Just looking at this piece, and I am shade tree mechanic kind of guy, but just looking at this from a mechanical standpoint, the fit and finish of everything on this thing is so tight and precise. You can just tell that it's not just a factory production line of something just like a Ford Focus going down the line. Boom, 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 boom.
No.
This thing it's incredible for the people that hasn't held one or had one on a gun and just or even just looked at this, it's an incredible piece of art almost.
It reminds me of
Thank you, Chris.
on my Ducati. It really
phenomenal.
does. Yeah.
It's just everything.
Ooh.
Everything, just the way stuff clicks in perfectly. There's no play in it or anything. When it clicks in, it's a positive. It's a great product. I mean,
I don't know if you caught that, Felipe, but Gary compared it to his Ducati. Can you believe that?
His Ducati. Wow.
Yeah.
I know,
That
right?
thing's it looks like an Italian piece of art right there.
the thing is he could probably use this Felipe better than his Ducati.
So I'm gonna be nice right now.
Here we go. Just because I don't have a Ducati to show you how to ride it, Gary.
I'm gonna be nice.
Okay, you don't have to be nice.
I'm holding back.
You know, Chris, and it all comes down to just taking pride. On
No,
what
it's
we do.
100%, and you can see that. You can seriously see that in your product. You really can.
And that's kind of how I run things. Is, hey, if you're gonna do it right. Do it to the best of your ability, and just do what's right, man. And for me, when I put my name on things, I want to be proud of it. And I want people to feel the same way, to go, like you just said, like, I look at this thing, I just spent a bunch of money. This thing is bitching. I love it.
Yeah.
You don't feel like, oh my God, I just got ripped off. You know, how many times have you bought a product and you go like, really? $150 for this? Fuck.
Yep.
And now you want to return it because you have like, I feel taken advantage of, but you kind of need it and you're like on the fence. I don't ever want anyone to feel that way with our stuff. I
don't see how they ever could.
No, there's no way.
Yeah.
Even from the packaging, like we just opened up the box from the new stuff you just shipped, and new packaging on those couple things was phenomenal. You know what I mean? Just from the packaging, from when you cut the cardboard box and look at the initial face value of it, it's already shown off itself, and you haven't even looked at the product you got. It's just the packaging that you have the product in. You know, it shows pride, and that's really becoming a lost art and it's a shame to say, in America. There's not people out there that create, hardly anybody out there that create a product that they will stand behind like you do, that have a product that is this phenomenal. I mean,
thank you, Chris. I appreciate that.
No, and it's sad. You know, I'm just turned 40, so I'm from the previous generation that reveres the older generation and taking, I don't even know the word, just respecting your work, and you have.
Let's not.
You know what?
You're a millennial. You're a millennial.
Yeah. Okay.
So don't talk about.
Weren't you born in 1980? Weren't you born in 80?
Yeah.
Okay, you're a millennial.
No, I'm not.
It's 80 to 95.
No, it's not. It's 81.
It's 81.
Oh, here we go.
It
now
is.
now it's 1 year off.
He's Gen X and I'm millennial.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry,
but no,
fell
it's
behind a
just,
year.
Felipe, it's nice to see that somebody takes pride in their work. Still, it's a losing battle in this day and age.
No, really, it's a race to the bottom for most people, and it's great to be partnered with companies like you.
Absolutely.
That again, everything just the way that you guys treat us, the way that you guys treat your customers, the way that you build your materials, everything that you guys are doing, man, we're just happy to be a part of it, and appreciate all that you do for us.
Thank you, Chris.
And on top of that, we really do appreciate your support for the XP Academy courses.
I heard about that.
And because of that, and for just being appreciative of what you guys do, and for you coming on tonight, folks, you're going to benefit, because tonight what we're going to do is we're going to give away out of our own stock a PC4 bipod. So here's what we're going to do, folks.
Snap.
We got one right here.
And look at this.
Look at that
sweet little case.
That's the packaging I was talking about. That's
Jackson, put it on your mother's camera over here. Toggle that camera.
Look at
there you go. Blow that thing up.
Vanna it, Summer. Come on, Vanna it. Oh, look at this.
What are you doing, Jackson? Make it big. Hurry up.
I get a full screen. There you go.
Can't see what I'm doing. Nice little case for this one. Dun-da-da-da. This is the Arca-Spec version. So you're going to mount it on an Arca rail. If whoever wins needs Picatinny mount, we can accommodate that as well. So,
Exactly.
Yep.
But we thought it'd be awesome to have Felipe on tonight, and again, in appreciation for all that they do for us.
Appreciation for all the folks that show up week after week and watch our podcasts. We really appreciate you guys. And
can I get in the running?
No.
Oh, no, Chris.
Sorry.
All right.
I don't get anything.
You get employee pricing.
I appreciate that. I can't complain.
He's like, employee pricing ain't free.
And you show up once a week for a couple hours.
All right.
So here's how we're going to do
how
this,
do we
folks.
make this thing? How do we make this deal even sweeter, Gary? Summer, what do we throw in there, man? Let's make it sweeter.
Man.
I don't know,
A
Felipe.
t-shirt?
That's
Why don't we
that's
throw
up to you.
all the accessories that go to it, like the claws and this piece keys?
Oh,
All
wow.
the good. Yeah, that way they have a
What?
whole complete set.
What?
They'll have the whole complete set.
Yeah, man.
Complete set.
That'll be cool.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Felipe, you're the man.
Yep.
Yeah.
You are the
No, man.
All right. So here's how we're going to do this, folks. Starting at 8:03. Well, we'll just go ahead and start now. Then we're going to cut this off at about 8:04. Make sure you don't do more than once.
Don't
between
guess a
one-
number more than once.
Oh, God.
You got a random generator over
I
here?
will random number generator it up.
Hold on.
Hold on, guys.
Random number generator taking place right now.
Hold on. Don't guess yet. This gets a little crazy every time we do it, Felipe.
I'll
So
put
we're
it-
like,
All right,
hold
We're
on.
going
people.
between 100.
One
Crazy is
100.
good. Crazy is good.
Crazy is good.
All right. We got the number. We have the number between 1 and 100.
Closest.
Go start now.
Closest wins.
One guess, people.
You got the Jeopardy
One
music
guess
queued
per
up there,
person.
Jackson?
It's gonna like all populate all of a sudden.
Yeah, you can't think of the number in your head. You got to put it out there.
Oh, we got some good ones already.
What's this JBB guy guessing?
What?
Oh, no. He doesn't count.
JB me. Oh, Jason.
Oh,
Don't show it.
JB me. Go ahead and delete him. Blocked.
Block that guy.
Hey, Felipe, while we're waiting, actually, Jay asked,
Jason
Yeah.
works with us as well,
Yeah.
just FYI.
he asked a question.
He's normally here, but he's not
He's
tonight.
been bugging me about it. He said, ask Felipe if your milling will ever go the way of metal 3D printing.
You
I
know
didn't even
what?
know that was a thing yet. So go on.
You know, the whole 3D printing has always been more of a prototype thing. I think that technology still has some growth to do for
Mhm.
us to be able to make pies that precise with the finish
See the
and the
number.
cost
Mhm.
and the cost necessary.
Okay.
There are some things that are worth 3D printing, but I don't know enough about it that if we would get the same quality and cost. Remember, 3D printing, we're
Mhm.
gonna have there's gonna be some sacrifices, right? Machining's been around forever. I don't see it going away because what you can do when you're milling parts, it's a different world, you know. That's like,
Absolutely.
so.
right.
I've
If it ain't
never-
broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean?
it's just certain technologies are well suited for certain applications, I think.
Mhm.
And then 3D printing has its place. But when you're talking about high production, high precision, high quality, low cost, I don't know. I don't know how fast those machines are today. I haven't looked at
Right.
them. I know 3D printing it's an awesome thing, but it's slow. It's not very fast. So that means time is money.
Right.
So
No, exactly. Jay, there's your answer. You
All
asked
right.
me twice.
So real quick, Team 55 MX is the last number that we're counting.
And somebody hit it right on the head.
They
By
did.
the way, I
So go
saw.
ahead and turn it to Chris's camera, Jackson. And the number is
71.
71.
And it was up at the
Somebody-
top.
Yep, somebody hit it dead on. I saw it.
It was up at the top. It
Nice.
was Willie.
Willie.
Willie got
Right
it.
there.
Willie Everett.
Willie.
Willie Everett.
Congratulations, Willie.
Congratulations.
Just double check and make sure no one else got 71. But
Right.
yeah, no, I don't see it.
No, he
No, he got it.
nailed it.
That was it, bud.
It's
so
sweet.
he's a
All
lucky
right.
winner.
All right, Willie Everett.
Willie Everett is the lucky winner.
You will have to pay shipping and handling on that. But
No,
you will
we
get
know
it.
Willie.
No, we got you, Willie.
All right, put Felipe back up.
For
there,
a
Jackson.
nominal fee, we'll send you your prize.
Awesome.
They're free with $300 shipping.
Chris, you're such a businessman.
I'm trying to help Summer out. I mean, Gary, I already saw him looking on his phone for one of your CNC machines, so we got to help him out, help Summer out somehow. When he heard $325, he already had. I saw his orders for quantity 3. Yeah. We're gonna fill this place up.
Awesome.
Hey,
Well, listen, Felipe, we really appreciate you coming on, man. We really do. So,
man, it's been my pleasure. This is
time.
fun. No, absolutely. Thank you guys for having me. It's a pleasure. It's been fun. I'm glad I could get to show you guys what we do and how we do it, and the at least the authenticity and kind of who we are and why we do what we do.
Yes, and it comes through.
So yeah, so I'm it's my pleasure to be able to showcase that and share that with you guys, because I feel like we're proud and we like to stay humble with it and show people, and it's cool. Look, we're having a lot of fun. This is awesome. I get to live my dream through you guys. So for me, I'm very grateful to have you guys supporting me big time.
Well,
us actually, and not just so much me, us, the whole team.
Yeah, no, we appreciate that. And your story truly is an American dream, and you should be proud. We're proud of you, and we're proud to be part of the Accu-Tac team. And we're always here for you. So
I appreciate that,
folks. We really appreciate you tuning in, like always. And again, make sure you support us. Number one, make sure you go check out the upcoming schedule. We got our 2024 training schedule out there. Make sure you guys are hitting them courses. Make sure you're buying all of your gear through ParamountTactical.com. If you'd like to support our work and what we do here on Patreon, we really appreciate those. There's many of the folks that are our Patreon subscribers on the feed right now, and we really do, guys, appreciate all your support through that and everything else that you guys do. But again, thanks, Felipe. And for the rest of you folks, thanks for coming out here every Wednesday. And make sure you tune in next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, like always. But until next time, stay armed, stay ready, and we'll talk to you soon.